Yo, what's up guys, it's NLW here, back again with another video. Today, an action figure setup retrospective on the NXT run of the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong. This was requested by John, aka the Squad Up Kid, over on Patreon. If you would like to request a figure setup and a match for me to make, head over to my Patreon, the link is in the description. But without further ado, let's get into this career retrospective. So we start off with how these guys debuted. It was NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, and I was actually there live at this event for SummerSlam weekend. I met Becky Lynch and Kurt Angle at Coney Island, but that's just another story for another day. So I was at ringside to see this, and here's the horrible pick I took of that show. It was a tag title match, Sanity versus the Authors of Pain, and after that match, Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish came out from the crowd and attacked everyone in sight, and I think at that point it was obvious what was going to go down later, but the pop was huge, and I was marking out. Later in that night, Drew McIntyre beat Bobby Roode for the NXT title, but the big story came after the match. I remember being on the end of the aisle and security wasn't letting people get out, and I was kind of sus, like, this seems odd. Anyway, shooting right past me was Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish running to the ring, and in the distance I see Adam Cole, baby, making his NXT debut, putting the roster on notice, and as he goes to the top of the ramp, he lets out an almighty Adam Cole, baby, that blew the roof off of the arena. So a big start, and their first takeover match was the first ever War Games match in NXT. They faced AOP and Roderick Strong and the Team of Sanity. I loved this match at the time. No roof on the cage really suited the NXT style with the high spots. Ultimately, it was Adam Cole with the last shot securing the victory and cementing the Undisputed Era as a force to be reckoned with. And soon after on NXT, Fish and O'Reilly became the NXT Tag Team Champions, beating Sanity and securing the first gold for the UE. At this point, it was only a matter of time before Adam Cole also held title gold. And I should mention a match that I really enjoyed as well from around this time period was Adam Cole versus Aleister Black, the Extreme Rules match from TakeOver Philly. It gets looked over because this show also featured the 5-star classic between Gargano and Andrade, but this one was also great. NXT in 2018 was amazing. This match encapsulated that. Ultimately, Black won, but the spots like the Table Meteora and the Kendo Stick to Black mid-moonsault were both awesome. A great underlooked match, I think. And although Cole lost, Yui wouldn't be pouting for too long. At TakeOver New Orleans, which I also attended, I had a busy year, here's what I saw of Adam Cole winning the North American title. Probably one of the best matches I've seen live. Insane spots, Ricochet's first takeover, and Lars and Dane being monsters. Later on in that night, Cole and Kyle fought AOP and the team of Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. Pete hit the bitter end. We thought we had new tag champions, but suddenly Roddy stomps him, costs them the match. Then afterwards he puts on the armband and joins the Undisputed Era. It seemed like it was going to happen eventually, but when it did, the roof blew off. UE was now seemingly unstoppable with Roderick Strong in their ranks. And they would go on to have a good run as tag team champions, having an incredible series of matches against British Strong Style, Tyler Bate, Trent Seven, and Pete Dunne. The 6-man tag in the UK was great, and Mustache Mounting winning the tag titles in the UK was a feel-good moment, but this was short-lived, unfortunately, as Roddy and Kyle won the titles back on NXT, and probably one of the best NXT matches ever, in my opinion. But Pete Dunne's issues weren't solved, as well as Ricochet's. Ricochet took the North American title from Adam Cole at Brooklyn 4, and this built up to the second War Games match. In this one, the War Raiders, Ricochet and Dunne faced the Undisputed Era, and this was perhaps even better than the first War Games match. Ricochet hit a 630 moonsault from the top of the cage, Ricochet and Pete Dunne pinning Adam Cole to celebrate and win for their team. And after this, the Era kind of stepped away from the spotlight for a few months until Cole was drafted in to replace the injured Tommaso Ciampa in the NXT title match at TakeOver New York. It was Cole versus Gargano, with Gargano winning. Then at the following TakeOver, TakeOver 25, Cole finally, after 2 years in NXT, won the NXT title in a thrilling match. I really enjoyed this feud, Cole being an ass to Johnny, going to his school and his family's restaurant, and then a 3 Stages of Hell match ended the rivalry in Toronto. A lot of people think it was a bit overkill. I'm inclined to kind of agree with that, but regardless of that, all 3 of their matches I think were superb. Fast forward now to NXT starting on cable on USA Network. You had Cole versus Riddle, Cole versus Balor. He was bringing out bangers every week as NXT champion, great matches, and NXT really has been affected by the lack of live crowds because these matches were really boosted by the Full Sail audience. Anyway, Cole then entered into a feud with Ciampa, who was recently returning after his injury. This led to War Games and eventually an NXT title match and NXT TakeOver Portland. However, it was Johnny Gargano betraying Ciampa again, and it's so weird to think this happened earlier this year because it feels like ages ago. And following on from this, you had Velveteen Dream returning to start a rivalry with Roderick Strong, but it was just a ploy to get to Adam Cole, so you know, I wasn't really digging this feud. I didn't really have a lot of interest in the matches. The parking lot brawl they had was decent, but it wasn't very memorable. And after this, Cole seemingly turned face for little rhyme or reason, faced Pat McAfee at TakeOver in, to be honest, a surprisingly entertaining match. And now let's get up to speed to more recently, at TakeOver 31, a surprise challenger emerged. It was Kyle O'Reilly, seemingly out of nowhere, but I can't complain. Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly was on for TakeOver, and it was as hard-hitting as you'd expect. It had been years since Kyle was in singles action, but this was brutal. Hard-hitting stuff. Both men suffered, with Balor even suffering a broken jaw, but it was a breakout performance for Kyle O'Reilly, reminding people of his ability in the singles ranks. Here's hoping that the other members of the Undisputed Era get a chance to shine in a singles capacity, such as Bobby Fish and Roderick Strong, doing more singles activity and having their own kind of spin-off feuds, if you will. And as of right now, when I'm recording this video, it seems the future of the era is kind of in question. Will they get called up to the main roster? Will they split up? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, they have cemented their legacy on NXT for years to come. They've held all the titles in NXT before, and to be honest, I can see them doing the same on the main roster, but we shall see if that does indeed happen, if they get pushed and if they get called up even. So that is it guys, my Undisputed Era retrospective. Once again, thank you to John, aka the Squad Up Kid, for requesting this over on Patreon. If you want to request a figure setup or even a match, head over to my Patreon, the link is in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button as it really helps the channel. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button as we're trying to edge closer to 30,000 subs, and make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. Also, leave a comment, what is your favourite memories of the Undisputed Era? What are some of your favourite matches of theirs? Let me know in the comments below. And like I said, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys later.